Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I am checking out the Cheerson CX-10WD. The original Cheerson CX-10 was the king of the nanos, and this time they have gone all out, offering so many features it's hard to keep track of them. The Cheerson CX-10WD is a nano quad featuring altitude hold and an onboard 0.3 megapixel camera with FPV that transmits its video signal through Wi-Fi to your Android or iOS device. From there, you can record the streamed video directly to your phone. You are given the option of a transmitter, or you can control the quad through your phone, which offers control through the gyro of the phone or sticks on the screen. That is a lot of stuff, so I think I need to break it down a little. Starting off with the quad, it comes in rosy red, dark grey or gold colours. I have the dark grey edition, which happens to be my favourite. The quad comes contained inside the transmitter. You also get a phone holder, a USB charger and a spare set of props. Again, the idea with this is a pocket drone that is easily portable. However, you cannot carry the USB charger within the transmitter, nor does the quad charge from the transmitter, but I'm fine with that. The phone holder slots in very easily. It has this grey grippy material to keep the phone in place. This material is identical to that found on my DJI Phantom 4, which I believe is the inspiration for this mount. The quadcopter comes with a built-in, non-removable, one-cell 150mAh battery. There is an on and off switch. You will also notice its Wi-Fi antenna, which wraps around neatly underneath the belly of the quadcopter. At the front is the 0.3 megapixel camera, which has a field of view of about 70 degrees. Onto the transmitter, which reminds me of the Parrot Bebop drone, we have the two control sticks which reach out nicely between the phone. The thumbsticks are really detailed. Clearly a lot of thought has gone into this design. The entire transmitter feels pretty premium with this glossy finish. It does not feel cheap or toy grade at all. The control pots are toy grade, however, being the Xbox style pots that we are used to. The transmitter takes two AAA batteries. Due to the fact that this quad has altitude hold, the spring-loaded sticks allow for multiple control modes. This time the default mode is mode 2, but if you turn the transmitter on holding in the left shoulder button, then the transmitter will change to mode 1, which is what I fly, so I am very pleased with that. It's unfortunate that you have to do this every time you turn the transmitter on, rather than it remembering the last mode that you used, but I can live with that. You need to push the throttle to the top and then to the bottom before the quad will bind to the transmitter. The functions are pretty minimalistic, surprisingly, on the transmitter. The left shoulder up and down button is dedicated to the mode select on startup. The right hand shoulder button is the automatic takeoff and land feature. The control sticks also act as buttons, so pressing down on the left stick gives you 3 different rate modes. I would class them as very low, low and medium. The right stick pressed in is the flip or roll button. There are no trim buttons at all. That has to be done on the phone, which brings me neatly onto the app. I need to give a bit of a disclaimer here. The instruction manual included with the quad advises that you are to download the CX-10 app from the Play Store. And by the time you watch this video, that might be true. However, at the time of making this video, the current Google Play app does not work correctly. The idea of this quad is that you can either fly the quad from the phone or using the controller while viewing the FPV footage from the phone. However, at present, the app on the Google Play Store does not work correctly, and it only allows you to view the FPV footage while flying from the phone. If you bind the controller to the quad, then the phone app will not work and vice versa. So this is really unorthodox, but I am putting a link in the description of the video which will allow you to download the Chinese version of the app, which is still in English, surprisingly. You need to be very careful with this though, and no doubt this will put a lot of people off, but be sure that you click the grey download icon button and not the green button on the website. The grey button will down an APK file to your computer or phone, which is the genuine, fully working version version of the app that you need. The green download icon is a virus that will destroy your Android device, so do not press that. I am in two minds whether to recommend this at the moment because of this. However, the Chinese version of the app works perfect, and if you download the APK from the grey button and ensure that you have enabled external apps to be installed on your Android device, then it is a much better experience than the Google Play app. Check the date of this video because I really hope that they update the Play Store with the latest version of the app soon so that you can take full advantage of this quadcopter's features without the risk of downloading malware or a virus to your phone. If you click the link that I have provided in the description with Chrome, it will block you from downloading it. Personally, I used Microsoft Edge to download the APK file and it worked fine. Then you need to send the file to your Android phone or device and install it, making sure that you have uninstalled the Google Play version of the software. To connect the quad to the phone, first you need to turn on the quad and then navigate to your phone's Wi-Fi settings. Select the Cheerson CX-10WD from the Wi-Fi hotspot and then open the app. For me, I first of all go into the settings icon in the app and I select right hand mode. This allows me to fly mode 1 in the phone, but no doubt most people won't need to do this as you will be flying mode 2. Click on the play button and it will take a few seconds for the quad's image to appear on the screen, but once it does, the quad is bound to the phone and you can control the quad directly from the phone. At first I was not interested in this, but you know, it works so well. Going along the icons, and the first one takes you back to the splash screen where you can change the settings. Next along from that takes a photo, and next to that starts video recording. After that is the video and photo record folder. I'm using VLC player on my phone, which did not seem to work to play any of the recorded videos, but it saved as an AVI file and played fine on the computer using VLC. Next to that is the rate setting. Again, this is specific to the phone, so we are given 30% rates, 60% and 100%. The next icon turns the phone's gyro on and off. This allows you to control the quad via tilting the phone on the roll or pitch axis, or in the off position you can control the quad via the on-screen sticks. When the gyro is turned on, the only controls you have via the screen is the throttle stick and the yaw. Yawing the phone does not yaw the quadcopter, you have to press the stick on the screen to do that. Next to the gyro icon, we have the auto flip button. This allows you to do a flip from the phone by pressing the button and quickly orientating the phone in a roll position or pitch position to get the desired flip or roll. There is an icon that looks like some balancing scales. This is to reset the accelerometer on the quadcopter. If you press it, the quad's lights will flash a few times and the quad will calibrate its level position if you are having problems with drift. Of course, make sure that you place the quadcopter on a level surface when you do this. There is then this off button. This is the function that only works from downloading the Chinese APK file. When the icon says on, the phone will be in charge of controlling the quadcopter, but if you press that, the icon changes to off and the quad's lights start to flash, and it is ready to bind with the controller rather than the phone. The sticks will disappear off the screen and now you can turn on the transmitter. I'm pressing the left hand shoulder button in at the same time to send the transmitter into mode 1. You then need to lift the throttle up and down and the transmitter will bind to the quad while retaining the FPV feed to the phone. The last icon says Rev. Supposedly it inverts the screen on your phone. I'm using an auto rotate app, so this does not seem to be working on my phone, but it's not a problem for me. I have locked my phone into landscape mode here to ensure that I get a good picture. First of all, let's go and take it for a fly with the phone. In my experience, it's best to have a fully charged phone. When my phone's battery got low, I experienced the phone's gyro disconnecting. I think this is a feature with the phone rather than a problem with the quad. I have set the rates to 100%, which gives me a nice amount of control. I find that the lower rates are too docile for my taste, but will probably be good for beginners. I never thought I would say this, but it is so much fun to fly with the phone, and it works really well. The altitude hold works nice indoors, with some slight adjustments needed using the throttle and yaw stick, which is expected. When you first take off, the quad will leap into the air and slowly climb, but the flight controller makes some kind of quick adjustment for this, and it will lower its height with a small jolt to give a nice hover. The video records in a 4:3 ratio, however when I play it back on a computer it seems to be an even narrower ratio than 4:3. This is easily corrected in the video editor or by selecting a 4:3 aspect ratio in your video player. I use VLC. The phone has to be completely flat in gyro mode, which can make it difficult to view the FPV feed while controlling the quadcopter at the same time. I find myself flying line of sight rather than FPV. I would like to have seen a gyro calibration option which allows you to tilt the phone towards you so that you can fly the quadcopter while viewing the FPV feed at the same time. I do like controlling this quadcopter via the phone. It's a really nice party trick, but you can't beat a proper controller, so let's try that. This is much better. I was expecting a fair amount of delay between the FPV feed and the control, but this was not the case at all. A quadcopter like this is mainly going to be flown indoors, and I was finding no problems flying FPV inside with minimal latency. The fact that this quadcopter has altitude hold really helps with that. I do much prefer controlling this quad with the controller, and especially in mode 1, it is awesome. The control distance is only 25 meters, which is ample for flying indoors. This one is not really an outdoor flyer. It gains height before performing its flips and rolls, so be careful of that if you are flying indoors. The flight time can be as little as 4 minutes or as long as 5. I think its camera and FPV features take its toll on the flight time, but certainly not its performance. It does not feel underpowered at all, with its ascent and descent feeling stable all throughout the flight. The onboard LED starts to flash as the battery is getting low and it's time for a landing. I really like this quad, and if you spend the time getting the right app and playing about with it, you will get a lot from it. I will put a link in the description if you wish to buy it. You can follow me on Instagram at AndyRC_channel for more content. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.